Welcome back to Nobody Asked with Tommy and Luisa.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us. Who's listening to this, by the way? Because we get like listens every week, and I'm like, who?
How are we
like,
at? What are we at now?
Show yourselves. I'm not saying it on this because it's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
We're at about 10,000 per episode.
Right.
10,000 10,000 plays. It's really good.
But it's over 0. Sweet.
What's going on?
Not much. You look lovely today.
I got my hair
Yeah.
blonded today, and
nice.
You were talking about this a couple weeks ago. You were like, I got my hair cut and like everybody wants to fuck me. And I was like, I don't think I agree with that. I was like, I don't really know what you're talking about. I'm changing my mind. I'm like, everybody's obsessed with me right now. I'm like, you guys are addicted to me and my hair.
Yeah.
It's just such a good feeling.
Like right when you walked out, you were like, popping with energy.
Who is she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just literal strut.
Because I had really let my hair go. Like my roots, I'm like not blonde at all. I'm very much dark brunette. So I let it grow out a lot just recently, and then I redid it, and I was like, wow, I'm a new person.
How long have you, I think, since I have known you, have you had blonde hair?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, actually. And now it's like one of those things that's addicting. It's like getting tattoos where like you just keep going blonder and blonder and blonder and getting like more and more tattoos, and you're like, oh no, I'm done now. And then you like, I'm like, I'll go white. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know? So one of those things, but.
Not much new with me, I guess. The obvious thing is like we had Christmas break and New Year's.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year. 2024. Any resolutions?
Oh my God. Okay.
I never really do any.
I meant to do a vision board yesterday because everyone's doing it on TikTok, and I really wanted to like make resolutions, but I was so hungover that I couldn't do it. Like yesterday was going to be my day of like reflecting. What do I want this year? What am I going to do? I was even at least like write a list, you know, maybe not a full vision board, at least like write a list, and I couldn't do it. I was so hungover. It was really bad.
Nice. What'd you do New Year's?
I went to
New Year's Eve, I should say.
One of my friends had a party, and then I went to Ray's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So that was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't. Do you have any resolutions?
No resolutions. I think I need to defend New Year's here a little bit. I think this is a take that people.
We talked about this.
Yes.
Overrated, underrated.
Yeah, and this is a take that people think are hot takes but aren't anymore. So you should stop saying. This is one of them. Is like when people are I hate New Year's, because sure, it's maybe tougher to make plans for, or bars are crowded, or it's not as fun as other holidays, but it's still a holiday.
Right.
That's what people forget. And learn how to plan a fun holiday. Would you rather not have a holiday? Is the take. Like you don't have to go to a packed bar. And the other important thing about New Year's is it extends the Christmas break. If we didn't have New Year's Eve, we'd probably start to go back to work like December 27th.
Right.
But then that whole next week after Christmas is a wash, and it's arguably top 5 week of the year, top 3 week of the year.
That is a good point. But I tried. I'm typically one of those people that's like, fuck New Year's Eve. I hate it. I went out this year and like I had a lot of fun, but I was just like, ugh, something about it. It's like too much forcing yourself to do stuff because you should. And like some people are away. I don't know. It was just like stressful for me always. But I also don't think, I realized this year that New Year's Day is like a little depressing. Did you feel that?
Oh, I think yesterday was maybe, me and my friends were talking about this. It's the scaries on New Year's Day are a different animal because it's a 2-week break, essentially a week and a half. And I had like it was a horrible day yesterday.
You're hungover.
Horrible.
Usually. You're supposed to be like starting fresh and like coming up with but you're hungover. You can't do anything. You have work the next day. You eat shit. You have work the next day for the first time in a really long time. It's just, I was so anxious yesterday.
Yeah,
I was like, no one's talking about the come down that is New Year's Day.
So I guess that's also an argument against, is that it causes a big come down.
Yeah, because it's not just a night out. It's a night out at the very end of your break where the hangover falls on like basically a Sunday because the next day is work. And it was like dark. And yesterday it got dark at like 2 p.m. And I was like, I'm going to fucking freak out.
It was like 3:30 and I was like, I need to get out of this apartment before it gets darker. I might
slept
actually
all day. It was
just drown myself in
wild.
The Hudson.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I took a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day, then walked around like a loser listening to Iris by Goo Goo Dolls.
Hell yeah.
Pretending I was in a movie.
Yeah. Manifesting.
Yeah.
The year ahead. crying.
looking brooding.
Yeah, wistful.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I do think that period between Christmas and New Year's is like low key one of my favorite weeks of the year because everyone just acts like a piece of garbage. It's fine.
I know.
No one, the days don't matter. The time of day doesn't matter. Day of the week doesn't matter. All societal constructs just fade
matters.
away.
Nothing that you eat matters. Nothing you do matters. Crimes don't matter. I'm
No,
pretty sure you can
everything's
murder
legal.
somebody in it's the purge every year. Between
Not many people know that.
No, but not people know that legally you can do whatever you want during the week. So people seem to understand like, oh, this is a lost week. I can do whatever I want. But they're not understanding you can do whatever you want.
You can stab. You can shoot.
Stab. Yeah, you can murder.
You can assault.
Yeah.
Steal.
But that's what it feels like. It really feels like it's not real.
Evade taxes.
Yeah. I'm somehow. So commit tax fraud during that week. Do everything that you've been wanting to do because it doesn't matter. And that's also how I feel about like, I know we've talked about Spotify Wrapped before, but it's like once the Wrapped comes out, December 1st, you basically have a full month of like freedom to like listen to whatever embarrassing shit you want. It's like how to cure your panic disorder podcast, and like no trace of it is going to be there next year.
Yeah.
So unless someone maybe correct me if I'm wrong, do they start tracking December 1st?
Imagine if you snuck in enough how to cure your panic disorder podcast in 1 month to make it the whole year.
The top listening section of the year. It's like that and Rent. I've been listening to Rent recently.
That is true.
I watched it recently.
December is when you can get all those guilty pleasures out.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And not have to be tracked.
But yeah, I also think it's important to cherish and embrace that week off after Christmas though, because
totally,
like you get like maybe a little antsy to like be productive, but you just have to force yourself to sit on the couch and not move.
I know, and I'm very good at that.
Yeah,
that is one of my.
Because then a few months later, a day is gonna. You're like, I need a day off, and you're gonna remember like, you know what? At least I cherished. That week off after Christmas.
I was laughing listening back to one of our old episodes because we were being like, we need more holidays. Like we need a holiday that like we went so deep into it, and I'm watching it being like, we're describing Saturdays.
Yeah.
Like we're like, we just need a day where we can do nothing and drink with our friends every now and then. And it's like that exists and it's called Saturday.
Yeah.
You know?
We do need more Saturdays though.
I know.
Like whatever I kept hearing, I used to hear whispers about 4-day work weeks coming into play. Whatever happened to that?
I think
Are they doing it in Europe?
Those people were silenced. It's like, were you silent or were you silenced?
They were fired.
They were fired. Some big boss was like, shut the fuck up.
They tried it and then they didn't get enough work done and they were fired.
The brave ones like really spoke out and then they just got they got cut.
Yeah, if we can't keep the world spinning with a 4-day work week, that makes no sense to me. We got to be able to. I don't
need 5 days.
No one does.
Nobody needs.
No job needs to work 5 days a week.
No,
right?
No, not me. I don't need 2 days.
But it's relative. Like if everyone in the world agreed to it, then it would all be even.
You know what's annoying though is you just know that like certain industries like finance people would be like, yeah, well, we still work Fridays because, you know, we've got a lot of fucking market research, whatever finance people do. I mean, they do work Saturdays now anyway. So there's always going to be one, but also like, fuck that. I don't care. You can work Fridays. I'm not. Yeah.
I think if you can't get it done Monday to Thursday, your industry doesn't need to exist.
Right. And I think you're bad at your job.
Yeah.
If you're not
all of you deserve to get fired.
You need to be wiped out of the population.
But yeah, I remember hearing whispers of that. That would be lovely. Here's an argument me and my friends had. Would you, this depends on the industry and the type of job, I think. But if you were to have a 4-day work week, would you rather have like Friday off every week or like Wednesday in the middle of the week?
No.
See, because my argument for Wednesday was like, if you just get through like one day, if you get through Monday, then Tuesday's a mini Friday.
That's so true.
And then like all you have to do is get through two days in a row.
So here's my argument against that. I think that would really interrupt productivity because you're in a role. Like I kind of need to be like in a role for 4 days. Like boom, boom, boom. I'm thinking work. I'm getting this shit done. Like how much can you really, like I work Monday, Tuesday, and then I just fuck off for a whole day. And then I come back Thursday and I'm like disoriented.
That's fair.
That because in the way that Tuesday's a mini Friday, Thursday's a mini Monday.
Right. But then you're back on Friday again already.
That's true. I mean, for you emotionally, for people, it would be good. But for your work,
yes, good.
Would you be as productive as you are just going blasting through 4 days and being done? No,
productivity would be way worse.
Like, right. I think for us, that would be sick. But if we're arguing with the powers that be, like why we should have 4-day weeks, that's not the answer.
100%. Also, because like people treat Fridays like half days anyways, kind of. So then the Tuesday and Thursday would be half days.
No
Friday,
work.
Tuesday, Friday.
You'd be hungover on Wednesday. Maybe, when you're hungover and it drifts over to Monday, like then you wouldn't be productive Thursday because it's almost Friday. Like that would be a disaster.
Vicious spiral. Yeah.
Vicious spiral. I do think it would be sick.
No one would do anything.
But ultimately what I'm saying is I
work
would do
40
nothing.
hours a week.
Yeah.
Or like 10
Not
hours
40,
a week.
I would work 12 hours a week.
40 is a real
40
job.
is what I certainly do.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of work, so annoying. Did you see the video that we did for Lumix that went insanely viral?
No, what is it? Did you store one of them?
Yeah.
Someone reposted it, like Chrissy Teigen or something?
Yeah. So we made a video for Lumix.
I didn't watch it. Sorry.
That's okay. I appreciate the honesty. We made a video for Lumix that was like a parody of Chef's Table. And it was so funny. And we posted it on our TikTok. It got like 4 million views there. I don't know why we didn't post it to our Instagram. That was like something I would have advised to do. I don't think anyone I work with listens to this podcast, but we should have put it on our Instagram. Anyways, it did really well on TikTok.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. I'm not really on that team. I sort of just was in the video. So
Gotcha, okay.
Whatever. Someone took it from our TikTok and some random dude with 3,000 followers, maybe 2,000, posted it to his Instagram. No credit, no nothing, nothing at all. He went from 2,000 followers to like 15,000. He's at like 15,000 followers. The video got 20 million views.
20 million on Instagram. No
tags, no credit. Nothing at all.
Did anyone DM
Comments
him?
are great. I did. And I was like, hey, it's really bad social media etiquette to like take a video and not tag somebody, especially like a brand video. That's a brand, like technically a brand. You don't want to fuck with a brand. Maybe. A brand could sue you. They're not going to, but stealing a brand's video is a really wild move.
Imagine if that happened to not like your own video, how furious we would, like if that was one of our individual videos, I would quit my life.
It made me mad, and it wasn't even my original video because I'm thinking like, that guy went up about give or take 10,000 followers. Those should be either the guy who came up with the concept or Lumix, the brand. Like the followers should have gone to the people who made it, not some guy who found it and went up 10,000 followers.
Did he respond?
Yeah, he was like borderline illiterate. Like everything was spelled wrong. He was like, yeah, like there's a more polite, more professional way to like ask for credit. I don't know. He was like, I don't even know where I found this video. I just thought it was funny and I like to share funny stuff. I'm not a gatekeeper. And I was like, honey, that is not how it works.
If you're a meme account or like because there are those accounts and they just credit people.
Okay, yeah, but they credit people and they're a meme account. This was some fucking guy who posted it, and I posted it being like, this guy didn't credit us. And my cousin was like, oh my God, the guy like cooking in the video posted it and didn't credit you. I'm like, no, at least he's in the video. The guy
random guy
has nothing to do with it. It was absolutely infuriating to just see the likes going up and up and up, and the 20 million views, organic, no paid behind it, nothing. Just truly was such a good video.
That's so weird to even like just what do you just screen record and repost your video? That's so weird to do. Also, like imagine if you saw like a good brand video and like, I'm just gonna post on my Instagram with nothing.
Yeah. And it just said like, it was just a caption with no like hashtags, no tags, nothing. So eventually I made him tag us, but at that point he already had 10 million views. It didn't matter. And even then it's like, that's not your video. Like
that's wild.
How annoying is that?
Really annoying. And it goes, it's
great. Like
it's tough to get a break with the algorithm. So it's like when you do it, it's just really frustrating.
And for him to get that many followers from it and that many views.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not he's not obviously sustainable.
It's annoying, but it's okay. It just, that was really wild. But it's great because the video did really well. It was very funny funny enough to get stolen by someone and do really well. So the client is happy regardless.
Nice.
It did well on TikTok and,
So, that's what's always interesting when you see a video that does real well with like no trending audio, no hashtags. Yeah. So it really isn't, those have no effect on anything, I guess.
I don't think so. No, it's just good content.
It's all random. It's just
and the reason this did so well on our page, I don't know on his, it's just because it was funny, but on our page, a lot of the feedback was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize this was like an ad. This is like, no ad has any right to be this good. Like, this is so funny. That hot dog flip has me browsing Lumix cameras. Like, it was very funny. Because we didn't say anything about the brand in the video. It just,
that's what ads should have to be now. Like you have to make things funny. I've always thought growing up, I'm like, what? Watching TV, I'm like, why would anyone ever make a commercial that's not funny?
Do you know?
Ever. Why
That
would you
is-
ever make one?
That is my job, is trying to tell these brands,
There's no point.
pitching funny ideas and them being like, no, we should do this. And you're like, that's not going to do well.
People skip right by it.
They skip.
No one. You have
should
to make it look
literally
like an
see-
organic sketch video.
That's why I was happy about this video, because it's like a case study.
Yes, literally. That's like I deal with some. Mine. It's actually not terrible. Like kind of lenient. Like I don't get too much pushback on stuff, but I say sometimes like
Depends
the same.
what client it is for us.
The same kind of stuff. I'm like, the way to stand out is either to be insane or
Mhm.
like
They don't
you
wanna
have to
do
have a
it.
hook or be weird, or it's either be insane and have something that stands out, or you have to be funny.
Genuinely,
And
be
you
funny.
make it seem like you can't look too over. Well, you can look produced, but like
the point of
that
ours,
brandy vibe, like
yeah,
the corny aspect of like
it's
you
so
could tell it's like
bad.
a brand. Like you can't have that anymore.
No, people just
people have
hate
that banner blindness, like, or whatever it's called. Is that it? But they just skip right by that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
they hate it. So, anyways, that was annoying but interesting, and it's exactly it's a case study in like what we've been telling you is what does well.
Mhm.
So more
Right.
of that.
So now you have that to show them.
Yeah. So
That's
hopefully
nice.
we can do more.
Time Person of the Year, Taylor Swift.
Wait, really?
Did you know?
Maybe I did know that.
I think it was like last week or a couple weeks ago, maybe.
Okay.
Did you know that in 1938, guess who the Time Person of the Year was?
Begin to-
Adolf Hitler.
No fucking way.
And then 1939, Joseph Stalin, back to back.
have they like
They really went off the rails there for a
apologized
few
about
years.
that? Like someone was fired.
No, but so the criteria used to be, it used to be someone who affected the world, good or bad. But it's like,
No.
why would you celebrate someone who did something bad?
Wait.
Why not keep it at good? Like, so it went like literally like Charles Lindbergh.
Person of the year?
Yeah, so it went like Charles Lindbergh, FDR, Gandhi, then Hitler. Like
Stalin.
in like an 8-year span, Hitler, Stalin. It's like, let's just keep it with the good people.
Let's-
There was clearly a pattern there for a
Yeah.
little. Let's keep it good.
That's semantics about the good or bad. Let's keep it good.
Why would you celebrate someone bad, put them on the front of a magazine
That's
cover?
wild.
Like, bad people shouldn't be like winning things or advertised
No.
positively. It's like
By
we're
a major
yeah.
publication.
It's like we're not putting like school shooters on Wheaties boxes.
No.
you
Like
know?
it's good or bad. It's getting us the press. That's
Yeah.
not how that works.
Yeah,
That's
it's not just
where like
clicks.
morals kind of come into that. Like maybe we don't do that. There was
Yeah.
no one at the company that was like, hey, maybe we don't put Hitler on the
Yeah, the balls on the person who suggested
Who
Hitler
suggested
like
that?
3 years after Gandhi. Like that's
Imagine
just
that meeting.
Yeah. Like I gotta hear me out on this one.
Listen to this. You might not agree at first.
But the guy gets clicks. I mean,
Yeah. You want to get
That's literally what it is. It's clicks,
Clickbait.
yeah.
It was clickbait
Yeah.
back then.
it's also funny to imagine like Hitler losing something and like being like mad.
being pissed
like,
about
oh,
it.
Shit, I
Being
fucking-
like in a competition.
like
for
imagining him
something.
that human's funny. Like, oh, he won.
Yeah, he got it and I didn't. Damn it! Like
Congrats.
he didn't get like 30 under 30, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, next year maybe.
He's like, what do you think I did? Yeah, just
Yeah, what do
imagining
you
him
think
that
I should
human.
do?
So hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
oh, come on.
Yeah,
Anyways, I was stunned to find that out.
That's
Even if the
shocking.
criteria was different, like that's a clear no.
that's a clear no from everyone.
But yeah,
involved.
stunning, hilarious list if you look back and
Wild.
yeah.
Got from Gandhi to Hitler.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Did you watch? Do you have any other updates?
Yeah, just keep going.
Do you have any? Did you watch Saltburn?
No.
So good.
What's it about?
That's
Give me like
here's
a
what I'm
quick
gonna say.
quick plot without spoilers.
I
yeah.
think you should watch it without knowing what it's about.
Okay.
I
Is it
went
on?
in
What's
blind.
it on?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I
have
went
that.
in completely blind, had no idea what it was about, and I think that made it better
Nice.
because you don't at the beginning you're like, I don't know who's good, who's bad, like what's happening
Right.
here. Where
I'm
if
gonna
you
watch
read
it
the
tonight, maybe.
synopsis, you know what's happening.
Right.
Whereas for me, I was like halfway through, I was like, what the fuck?
That's why sometimes I don't like movie trailers, by the way. Like I love movie
I
trailers.
never watched the trailer either.
I know.
just
I love
watched it.
trailers, but sometimes like I'm like that's stuff from
Now
later
we
in the
know
movie.
what's
That's
happening.
stuff from the movie.
That's partially the movie.
That's like late
that's
in the
a
movie.
It's a mini movie.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that to me?
It's like that looks late in the movie, and
Yeah.
it looks like an important part.
Right. So I think just go into it blind.
All right, maybe I'll watch it literally tonight. We can talk
It
about
is-
it next time.
Yes, and
next
it is
time.
very like. I mean, just you got to watch it.
All right, good to know because I've heard whispers about
And
the
you
last
have
week
to
or
just
two.
watch it to be like in the zeitgeist. Like you have to know.
Yeah, you're right.
I
gotta
think
be
you should
more
watch
in
it
in the
tonight.
geist. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to get in the geist.
get in the geist.
But yeah, that was okay. Well, if you haven't watched it, I'm not gonna.
All right,
we'll talk about
back.
it next week.
We'll
Yeah.
circle back.
I have some notes from my phone. I'm looking at my hair right now. I'm like, notes in my phone.
The way you said that was like a girl who just got her hair done.
Notes.
Like,
I
have
looked
notes
at
in
myself
my
like this.
phone.
I went, I have some notes in my phone.
That's like the pep and the energy I'm talking about. Like,
no, I'm literally unstoppable right now. Like I'm time person of the year.
Yeah.
Next year. Like I don't fucking care.
Imagine I was like, do you know who the time person of the year was in 1930? You're like, was it me?
I like straighten up. I'm like, anyways, I have some notes. Like like who? The things a haircut can do.
Your haircut's turning you into like that influencer voice.
Yeah. I changed my voice is different.
Yeah.
Get ready with me.
Yeah.
While I tell you my favorite products. That's who I am now.
You're like, I have some notes in my phone.
I have some notes in my phone.
It was genuine though.
No, I was not joking. I was dead ass. Like,
that's good.
And I was also looking at myself in the camera being like, okay, moving on to notes in my phone.
Next we have notes in our phone.
I'm like, stop, I'm shy. Okay, anyways, I do have notes in my phone. Right. Did we talk about Blue Man Group?
No, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just,
I think I would have remembered.
Blue Man Group commented on one of my videos recently, and I just was like, what the fuck is Blue Man Group? Like, whose idea was that? And how are they around 30 years later?
I wonder if they all typed at the same time.
Which
like
Blue
all
Man
three of them
wrote the comment?
All three of them pressed the keys at the same time.
Who came up with the idea?
I don't know.
3 creepy, bald, blue guys.
Just smashing like pots and pans.
And throwing like, don't they like throw Twinkies at the audience? I never went.
I think I went once in like high school. I can't remember.
It's just like I got a notification and I was like,
what did they comment?
Throwback. I think it was something on my System of a Down video, and I forget what it was, but I just remember being like, Blue Man Group is still a thing, and also is there only one Blue Man Group?
Right.
Or are there different ones in different cities?
Right. Are there like backup
and has it been
men?
The same 3 men the whole time? Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I also have a lot of questions about the Blue Man Group.
Like, what is Blue Man Group culture? And like, who's their fan base?
Do they have fans, or is it just like a tourist thing? I think we have a lot to look up about.
Because when I was little, I remember my sister like went to a birthday party.
Look up Blue Man Group.
But I don't understand like who is sustaining.
It's a pretty brilliant idea, though.
I mean,
it's a performance art company formed in 1987. Notes for stage productions, music, art.
I don't know. That was my only.
Have we talked about the Blue Man Group?
Yeah, have we covered that? I do have one.
So I think it is different men. I think it is different men.
Yeah, I feel
different
like
cities.
Okay.
Unless they just absolutely buzz around.
Unless they're just so busy.
And so blue.
Okay, so that was my only question. I just was like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, that's funny though. Good big comment for you.
Yeah, I know. I was like, pretty cool.
Nice.
And if they were like, do you want tickets? I'd be like, not really. You know, it's like cool, but like not that cool. To the point where like, it's cool, but like, who really?
Yeah, that would be really embarrassing for them.
Yeah,
like we can get you free tickets. Like,
not
I'm
like
good.
I'm like, I'm fine. Don't worry. You know, you guys keep them for yourself.
Yeah.
I have another note, but you go first.
No, go ahead.
We can go back and forth.
This is just kind of a random one, but I'm calling because the movie Maestro's out now, like with Bradley Cooper. It's like supposed to be really good. It's on Netflix. He plays like Leonard Bernstein, and he wrote it, directed it, and he studied like 5 years of acting like Leonard Bernstein, learned all about him. It's apparently like Oscar-worthy performance.
Like
it's on Netflix.
What's it called when you do that? It's not
method acting.
Method.
Yeah. I don't know if he went method, but like apparently he like wrote. It took him like 5 years to write, direct, get in character, all that. But anyways, it's supposed to be a really good movie. But I think I'm kind of, you might know more than this because you're kind of in the singing game. But I'm calling bullshit on music composers, like the people who wave the sticks. What are they doing? What are they doing? Could they possibly be doing?
You don't mean composer, you mean conductor.
Conductor, yes. Not composers. Conductors. What are they doing?
So they are.
And I could be wrong. I probably am wrong, or else it wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like imagine you're right and the whole music industry is like, oh yeah, wait, we don't. What is that
and then they look into it, and the whole conductor industry crumbles.
It's a fraud.
Yeah,
it's just a fraudulent business.
Because of my comment on this podcast.
Because of this podcast, like conductors are just like broke all over the world now because of you. No, they keep the group on tempo. So like, do you know what a metronome is?
Yeah.
Where it keeps everybody on tempo because it's hard to have just a whole group of people by ear keeping tempo. So that's the main thing is they keep tempo. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, you know? Another thing is they cue in certain parts and they can tell you like it depends what it is. Like for acapella, they can tell you like dynamics, like up and then down over here, up over here.
Right, okay.
Violins, you're in. Violins, out. Like, do you know what I mean?
Okay, so just a terrible take by me.
Terrible take by you. But I can see why.
But for the naive eye,
it looks
like
someone's
funny.
Just being like this.
It looks funny. It looks like they're just
Yeah.
like, it looks like they're trying to steal the show and make it about them.
Totally.
That's what's funny about it.
Totally trying to make it about, and like they honestly
They're like,
are trying to
when
make
there's
it
like
about
all
them.
these musicians working hard
It's
playing
like-
the actual music.
It's like, sit a little lower down and like put the sticks down and like it's not
yeah,
about you.
exactly.
Right
They're like
now.
on this pedestal.
Yeah, you're
It's like
not
not
the
your
one
shit. Yeah.
playing.
This is a team
So,
effort.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
no I in.
Tone it down.
Yeah.
A little bit. No, but they are.
I'd like to
super
see
necessary.
I'd like to see a band try one without
Yeah,
one.
I'd like to see.
I'd like to
see
see it
about
to
that.
believe it.
You don't believe it. Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm not buying it. I'm calling
a
bullshit.
huge conductor
That's
conspiracy.
hilarious. Dude, start that conspiracy. They're not necessary.
Speaking of conspiracies, I actually had another note on this.
Wait, I have something about method acting.
All right,
I
go.
worked on a show one time and it was like a lame ass show. Like, I don't even know. It was like Blue Bloods or something that wasn't a big deal. And the guy on it was like method acting. And it was like, bro, it's literally not that serious. Like the scene was, he got like fucking pissed after a scene and he would like throw stuff. And everybody was like, this is like a network TV show. This is not gonna get you that Oscar, my guy. Like,
yeah.
You don't have to yell at the PAs.
That's so
This
embarrassing.
is embarrassing for like it's not that serious.
Actors are like, it's so cringy if you think
You're
about
not
it,
like
dude.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, it's
doing-
one thing if you're going for like an Oscar like role or something, but
yeah,
to be like the second lead on Blue Bloods.
yeah, like on NCIS, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, like, come on.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Acting is so actors
it's
are
so
out of
embarrassing.
control, dude.
I've started doing acting classes, and it's just the most embarrassing thing.
It's so silly and dumb and like
Ugh, it
weird.
makes me, I'm so bad at it.
I took one. I think I told you. I
Yeah.
said this, but I took one too. It's like so uncomfortable.
It's so uncomfortable. It's like, why am I so comfortable on stage? Being myself, I don't know, but being someone else is so embarrassing.
because it's it's like cringy
It's
and
so
awkward.
cringy,
It's like
dude.
look how silly. It's like look at me like pretending to be.
I
someone
had to
else.
do a
It's
monologue.
weird.
My friends are like, I would pay money to see you do a dramatic monologue, and I was like, no, I was so embarrassed
It's because
during, after, before.
Yeah.
The whole thing is so embarrassing.
you know what it is. It's because acting's like taking. You know why it's weird is like and embarrassing is like it's you're taking something so seriously that's so not serious.
Yeah, and it's really vulnerable.
It's
for
really
some reason,
vulnerable.
because if you're
Like oh, I might.
bad,
Like if you have to
Yeah.
switch it in an accent
I'm
or
like,
like be like an
yeah.
angry person. You're
I
like,
was like, I'm not signing the divorce papers.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I talking about? What the fuck is going on?
or you're like,
so-
oh, I just don't know.
And it's no one's like laughing at you. They're just like,
That's a good point
and you're
too.
like, "Ugh."
That's
Yeah.
a good point too. Like there's
I
no
gotta get
laughs
better at
filling the void, the
Yeah.
emptiness. Yeah.
So you have a conspiracy situation?
Well, I've just been thinking this reason, like conspiracies are obviously like a huge issue now, especially with social media, like all the misinformation, and everything.
I know.
It's like
I feel like I could easily fall victim
yeah,
to.
and it's like my point is like whatever happened to people thinking they might know stuff. Like now everyone just thinks they definitely know these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like what is going on? Like there's
Yeah.
these crazy conspiracies about people like, oh, Bill Gates like eats baby. All like
Yeah,
buddies
yeah.
that are like, Bill Gates eats babies. And I'm like, you know that?
Yeah.
You're like a customer success manager
fuck
at a
are you?
software startup, and
Yeah.
you have the inside scoop
On Bill Gates'
on Bill Gates' baby diet.
Yeah.
Like, who do these people think they are? Where they 100% know these
it
things?
goes back. Yeah.
It's insane.
It
Like
go-
you 100% know?
Like you can't be like they're not like, oh, I'm hearing whispers of this or this might be.
Yeah.
There it goes back to everyone thinking nowadays that they like they need a platform and they have an authority to say things.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
And, like,
you don't.
And it's like you obviously goes over to like the reading your own, doing your own research, reading your own stuff. But like, at what point are you like? And I like to break down whenever people bring up crazy stuff like that. I'm like, all right, let's break this down. Like, I'm like, all right, so do you know 100% if that's true? And
Like,
the answer is
where
no.
are you
And then
getting
they'll be
this
like, well, no. I'm like, all right, so why are you acting like
So-
it is 100%
Yeah.
true? It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like, it's so insane to me.
I could totally get swept up in a conspiracy theory though, because I will hear something one time and I'm like, that's true.
Sure,
That's
I
true.
understand why there's a lot of dumb people out there who get
But
swept
I
up in
would
it.
never go out and make a video being like eating carrots, like da 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 da.
Yeah.
Something. But if I hear it one time, I believe it.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
'Cause I'm an
100%. And that's
idiot.
why they get people. And like, it's,
That's how
I
they
think,
get people.
and I think conspiracies are kind of fun too, because it's kind of like the monotony and boredom of everyday life. People are just looking for some fun new angle on things.
Yeah, like Avril Lavigne's dead.
Yeah, it's just a fun new angle on things to like spice up life when you're bored and you
That's how
need something to like
bored.
fulfill. You're like, I need like something to entertain me, or I need
Yeah.
something to look into.
Yeah. I need
And
to
it's-
look into something. Imagine being
yeah.
so bored you need to look into
Look
something.
into something.
I would never look into something if I didn't
Yeah.
have to.
So that's all just, very fascinating to me. But it's just crazy like how people think they 100% know things. It's like, do you
who
really,
are you?
Yeah, you think you know like what's going on with like the political elite? Like,
Yeah, like you need a degree and
you're like
need
a
to be involved in it.
23-year-old. Like,
It just doesn't make any sense.
yeah,
Don't talk to me about it unless you know.
it's like you're a BDR at Oracle.
Yeah, you work for Liberty Mutual.
Yeah.
You're not an authority on politics.
And like you think you have the inside, you think you found something online that is the inside scoop.
like shut up. And then they get views and they get attention for
But yeah,
it.
that was just a
No, it's
quick
ridiculous.
little event on that.
I have another note.
All right, go ahead.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
Yeah,
I will. Okay.
I love Harry Potter. Well, I've read like a few of the books. I've watched all the movies, but not in a while. Like I kind of forget what happens in the later movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like that kind of fan, but I love it and respect it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love and respect it. Me too. I read the first 3 when I was a kid, and then the 4th one came out, and it was so long, and I was like,
I loved
"See
the
ya,
4th
not
book.
doing it." So then in college, I read the last 3. I felt like I was finally at the reading comprehension level
Nice.
to handle
College.
the 3rd Harry Potter. Yeah, the 4th Harry Potter.
Saying it. That's so funny. Like you've waited. You've been like tallying the days.
Yeah.
And then you finally go into your freshman year.
I was like,
Dust
let's go.
off
It
the
was like
bookshelf,
junior year.
take it out.
I was finally ready. I
Yeah.
had a little bit of a college education, and I was like, I think I'm ready to tackle the 4th Harry Potter. So I did. And I love Harry Potter so much. But is it J.K. Rowling? I said Rowling growing up.
Well,
but
it's
I'll
like
say
it could go either way because there's the word growl and then there's bowl.
Right. So we kind of
Like
need
you're
her
going
to tell us.
bowling or growling. Yeah.
Right. J.K. Rowling or whatever. I thought of this because I saw one of my favorite memes is like a news headline that's like, J.K. Rowling says that Harry should have ended up with Hermione. And someone responds, ain't she write the damn book? Question mark. And it's like, yeah, like who, why does J.K. Rowling keep coming out? Like, girl, move on. She keeps coming out and being like, oh, by the way, like Dumbledore was gay. Like, move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't just retroactively.
She's
That's like
like-
more offensive.
Yeah.
To just then go back. Oh no, he's gay.
She's like, by the way, Neville was trans. It's like, no, he fucking wasn't. Like, move on. She's
That's
really like
funny.
holding on. You can't, in retrospect, say
Yeah.
something that you just didn't include.
Yeah, that's funny. Neville was trans.
know
Also,
what I'm
didn't
saying? Like-
she get in trouble for like?
I think she
No, she got in trouble for like saying something anti-trans. I think.
transphobic. Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
But it's like, girl, you had your like era.
Yeah.
You need to like let it go.
If you had something to say, you could have literally written it in the book that people
the
read.
entire world was
You missed
reading.
your shot.
The time for you to like write the plot of Harry Potter
Yeah.
ended.
Exactly.
And you need to step aside and sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
Your transphobic ass needs to sit down
Yeah.
and move on.
Yeah, that's funny.
It's giving like she can't get over like high school.
Yes.
It's
So it's
like
like,
people
remember
who-
me? She's
I
like,
was the captain of
like,
the football team in high
Yeah.
school. Dude, you're 40.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
It's like the wedding photos thing. It's like posting wedding. It's like, remember this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. The second that we like maybe start to forget about Harry Potter, she's like, Neville was trans, and it's like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? No, he wasn't. Like the whole
Yeah.
Dumbledore being gay thing, like it's, and then saying like Harry should have ended up with Hermione. Like, babe, you wrote the book.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do that then?
Yeah. That's so funny.
She's a fucking has been.
Yeah.
I'm like so mad at her right now. I don't know
That's-
why.
Ron's dyslexic. It's
Yeah.
like, no.
No.
That's
It's
really
over.
funny. It's also kind of like it goes back to like what I was saying. It's also like about how now celebrities aren't like as cool anymore because
Yeah.
you can just they just say stuff and you're like
Like,
you're just a real
what?
person, like
They're so accessible now.
Yeah.
You can access
and
their
like they're
every
not
move.
cool anymore. Like if she just made Harry Potter and then shut the fuck up for
Yeah,
50 years
that'd be
and died,
legendary.
she'd be a legend.
Died. If she wrote,
She just
Harry,
wrote
Potter,
Harry Potter and then
did
died
nothing else
for 50
until
years.
she died.
Yeah,
Legend.
But now she's coming in like
She's tweet. She's
Yeah.
fucking really causing a ruckus, and it's like you need to let
it's like
sleeping
Dumbledore
dogs
experimented
fly.
in college. It's like shut up, JK.
yeah experimented. Yeah, like Dumbledore had a drug problem. It's like,
Yeah.
it's over.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be relevant.
McGonagall was addicted to Xanax. So
Yeah.
JK, shut up.
I love
Go to bed.
I love picturing like new things, like
Yeah.
new scenarios. Yeah, McGonagall like had an OnlyFans account. She like busted for an OnlyFans. It's like, okay, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was all I had for my notes in my phone.
That's funny. Have you heard about speeding tickets in Finland?
No, definitely not. Why?
So in Finland, when you get a speeding ticket, the ticket is a percentage of your salary. It's not a fixed number. So like millionaires in Finland get charged like $50,000 for a speeding ticket.
So it's like taxes almost.
So it kind of makes sense though. I kind of like it because you don't have an incentive to drive the speed limit if it's nothing for you. So they literally like millionaires have like $50,000 speeding tickets.
Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Cause if you're a billionaire and you're like, well, a $500 ticket's not going to make a dent.
Yeah.
I'll drive as fast as I want. I'll drive upside down on the moon. Like, doesn't matter. That's so true. That is kind of smart.
Yeah. But I just heard that was just a fun fact.
Dude, it's crazy. Like other countries have a lot of better. I mean, some countries are way behind America. Like Italy, you can't get one thing done. They're so slow and they like don't know what's going on. But then other countries, you're like, they have their shit together. Like I saw a meme that was a picture of Danish prison.
Yeah, it's
somebody
those
was
northern
like,
countries. Yeah.
Somebody was like, my retirement plan is to go to prison, to go to Danish prison.
Yeah.
Because it was so nice, like gorgeous. They just, I don't know, like the criminal justice system is so much better because they're not.
I mean, compared to my apartment, I'm going to go assault someone in Denmark.
I'll go to Denmark and go to prison.
I'll go to Denmark and smash someone in the head with a pipe.
Right. So that is another thing. It's those countries. I feel like they just have their more like their
it's
shit
like
together.
the Scandinavian,
Finland,
Denmark,
Sweden, maybe.
Everything's just clean and nice.
Clean. It feels clean.
Evolved.
That's
a very like progressive. That's just a logical rule. Like they're willing to change rules to be more logical.
And they're not being like, the Bible said.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We got to get over
I'm
the Bible.
so sick of the Bible.
We got to move
Dude.
on. Talk about move on.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started on the Bible.
Yeah.
Move on.
Oh my God.
Okay, like
dude.
it was written so. Talk about J.K. Rowling needing to move on. We need to move on from the Bible. Okay, that is so crazy that we're still justifying things based on the Bible.
Dude, it's like the silliest book I've ever read.
It's insane.
I've read like Harry Potter is more believable than the Bible.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you you went to a Catholic high school, right?
Yeah, K through 12.
Shit. So you're like, I
was never Catholic. I never bought it though. No, I don't know the Bible at all.
But you had to study it.
Yeah, but I from day one was like, this is
you called bullshit.
Crap. Yeah.
Yeah,
from day
immediately.
one.
You're in kindergarten. You're like, not buying it.
Yeah, literally.
No. Burning bush. No.
Challenge.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
Parted the seas. Challenge.
Like, come on, really?
No, but we were never really that religious. But yeah, I went to school K through 12.
Damn.
Mass. Oh, really blow my brains out.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know. We were raised Catholic, but only because like if we didn't, my grandma would have died an early death.
Yeah.
So we did it for her and then she died and we stopped going.
Yeah. I feel like the older people are still like
really hanging on.
Do you think it'll ever fade out?
I do. I think it already is.
I think it already is, but there are still so many people who are so like staunchly religious.
Wait,
that will never change because they're just going to keep teaching their kids.
Yeah. No, you're right. It will never go away. But and
it's becoming a joke though.
What's crazy is that I recently, like the same way we've probably talked about this on the podcast, but ending up on a certain algorithm of TikTok, ironically, like I now am getting like Bible TikToks about like women who are like women should like this TikTok is for like the girls who are submissive to their husbands and like to dress with like pretty bows and read the Bible. And I'm like, what is going on?
It's so creepy.
Submitting to your like
all of them. Have you ever seen the videos of them interviewing like students at BYU, like Mormon students?
Yeah. I just
like, would you rather like drink a beer or be set on fire? And they're like, set on fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just think if you're religious and you're young, like you're creepy.
I feel bad for that. It's so crazy.
Because they really mean that.
Yeah.
That like they would rather.
So yeah, you're not brainwashed.
No, that's such a normal thought to rather burn than
alive.
drink a beer. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's really all I had.
Well, it's also one more thing. It's also like
Yeah.
the Constitution. The fact that we're so like
we gotta move
unwilling
on from
to
that,
change
too.
it, we have to move on. We need to rewrite the rules because
Yeah.
something's not working. I don't know why every part of life has the same rules where like, hey, if something's not in your job, if something's not working, you fix it. The Constitution we're not even willing to like look at.
It's insane.
I guess because some people don't think it's a broken system. Like I
also,
guess.
also
I
it's
guess
like what other like. Imagine if we did a bunch of other stuff that they did in the 1700s.
Right. Why are we?
It's like, why are we saying it's just, you know what else they're doing? Burning women for being witches because they were good at math.
Yeah. That's the craziest
Like,
thing. That was wild.
So maybe not everything they said was right.
Do you know that I have seen multiple psychics who have told me that in a past life I was a witch and that I was hung for being a witch and for like speaking out?
Like multiple.
Two psychics have told me that.
The same thing?
Yes. How crazy is that? And
wow.
Every psychic I've seen has said that there's something, my throat chakra. I don't know. Do you believe in like any of this stuff?
I am starting to believe
Depends.
more and more in like reincarnation.
Oh,
I am.
Well, I'll have to revisit that. That's really
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. I had vocal nodes in college, and I never have told any psychic that, but they always say like your throat, something's up with your throat. And two of them, I've only seen a few psychics, but two of them were like, you have a problem with your throat because you were hung in a past life for being a witch, and the residual of that is manifesting itself in this life as vocal nodes.
That's crazy.
The trauma of the like whatever happens when you like get hung as a witch has continued
That's
over in this
insane.
life, more like obviously not as big of a
Wow.
like thing, but nodes.
That's wild.
It's not crazy. I mean, I don't know if I believe in what I believe in, but it's
I've-
crazy that
yeah.
they would know that about my throat.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like stories about near-death experiences that are all very similar.
Yep.
And so I'm starting to believe in that. And then I also have seen a lot of stories about like kids who I went on a deep dive recently about little kids who tell their parents that they were people in last lives and then eventually they forget it. But like in their first
Oh
few
my
years of life,
God.
they'll be like there's one more popular one I think about someone who was like, it was like someone who was on one of the planes in 9/11 and it was like a 3-year-old kid and there's no way the kid would have known anything. And they were like, the kid like described well, and they like looked into it and they found the person he was describing and like there's
No
no way the kid would have
way.
known anything. He was like 3 years old.
That's so creepy.
So I'm starting to believe like maybe there's some sort of cycle there.
about past lives
Like
and
your
stuff.
spirit goes off and then recycles. I don't know.
I believe in past lives, but I think I don't know. I believe in past lives, and I believe that there's certain people you knew in a past life who you cross paths with in your
That would
current
be
life.
crazy.
I think that's true,
I
and that's
know.
why you feel a certain like really strong connection with someone, because in a past life you may have been like married, or you may have been.
Imagine if you were just like absolute boys in a past life.
And you'd be
And you then the next life. That's so fun to think about.
you like come across them once and you're like, why did I feel so like connected
Yeah.
to that person?
But yeah,
I don't know.
a lot of the near-death experiences are pretty crazy too. It's
Yeah.
like people have the same exact story.
I know. And it's not like they all know each, like, what's the point in
Yeah, all
all of them
colluding.
lying? Who cares?
All
So
right,
that's
cool.
death. Yeah.
That's death. That's a good way to end it
Yeah.
poetically on death.
Happy New Year. Happy death.
Happy New Year. Happy reincarnation.
Okay, cool. More to come. Thanks for listening. We will be back next week.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.